2 days ago, an article came out titled, "This Silver Price Catalyst Can Trigger a Powerful Silver Bull Run in 2024. Now, this is posted from investinghaven.com, which covers stocks, commodities, silver, lithium, crypto news. So this is not a website just pumping silver. This silver price chart is testing a secular breakout level. This one silver price catalyst suggests that silver can go higher, confirming its breakout, triggering a strong silver bull run. And that's with silver already approaching $25. The lack of speculative appetite in the silver futures market might be the ultimate silver price catalyst that will trigger an epic silver bull run in 2024. And if you wanted a chance to win silver shipped straight to your front doorstep, all you have to do is click one button, which is subscribe, and go enter my 100,000 subscriber silver giveaway entry video. It is live, links in the description or the pinned comment. I'm picking 2 winners and announcing the 2 winners as I jump out of an airplane skydiving with a GoPro attached to my head, so you will watch the giveaway as I'm falling from the sky. And like always, may the luckiest stackers win. After a very long consolidation of silver's price, there is obviously no silver left. That's anecdotally the best contrarian indicator. Interestingly, there is not only anecdotal evidence, but also factual evidence of the lack of speculation. See below. Remember, the absence of speculation, which is a quiet market, offers the best possible opportunities. Bull markets require limited participation to become powerful. The silver market is no exception. A silver bull run mostly starts with quiet conditions with great fundamentals. And that is so true. Like they say, 90% of the movement happens the last 10% of the run. It's also extremely important to get in before the curve. Get in before the huge rally. Most people, unfortunately, will be buying silver once it's already exploded, once it's on its way up to $50, $60, because then news will be talking about it all over the internet, friends and family, and the price will be rising. They have that validation and confirmation that it can go higher. See, a true silver stacker doesn't need that. We get in while it's still cheap. We don't wait for it to already rise in price. That's doing things backwards. It's supposed to be buy low, sell high. Don't buy high, just hope it goes higher. That's more like gambling. Investors make strategic decisions based off information, and if you're just aimlessly buying just because everyone else is, that's not strategic whatsoever. So silver has a tremendously bullish setup, and if anything, the silver price chart is phenomenal. The secular breakout attempt that is currently ongoing says it all. Silver is trying to stage a breakout. And remember, folks, this article was written 2 days ago. A move higher in the price of silver will trigger a strong bull run in the price of silver. The silver price targets we have are $28 an ounce and then $34.70 an ounce, consisting with a must-read price analysis that we might cover. So now the million-dollar question is, can the price of silver move higher? In other words, is there a silver price catalyst? The answer is yes. So let's scroll down and see what it is. So this price catalyst suggests a lot of upside potential. The one silver price catalyst we cover in this article is speculative positions in the futures market. Below is the silver price chart, which is the speculative positions of managed money traders in the silver futures market. COMEX, which is in the lower pane. So the way we read this chart, the lower pane represents speculative appetite by participants that manage money on behalf of others on a scale from 0, low, 100 high. When there's an outspoken speculative setup, it represents the perfect contrarian setup. In July of 2023, speculative positions were unanimously long, and it was a consensus trade long silver, and silver went lower. Recently, there were hardly any speculative long positions. The consensus was not long. Silver has lots of upside potential. The positioning of commercials as a market dynamic triggering speculators in certain directions touches the core of silver price manipulation thesis. And this is exactly what I mentioned. Not only just banks that are spoofing, which is placing false buy or sell orders on these exchanges, manipulating people to invest in certain ways, right? Triggering or tricking speculators in certain directions, which is manipulation and is real. 3 employees of JP Morgan did this and got sentenced to prison, but this goes much farther than just 3 employees. Those were just the people they threw in the fire, but Merrill Lynch and the Dutch Bank also got caught for this, but it backdates decades upon decades with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of instances of this happening, and now we have actual evidence with people getting sentenced to prison, not jail, and JP Morgan having to pay a $920 million fine. It's very real, and I'm glad they mentioned Ted Butler because he is someone who does the most research about COMEX corruption and price manipulation, and he is a very big advocate on COMEX corruption, but also mentioning how this corruption, this price manipulation, cannot exist forever. And he is a very, very big advocate on silver's true value and how high that price really can go. However, we will not go deeper into this matter in context of this blog post. And if you guys want to check out some of the Ted Butler work that I've done in the past or any of the videos I've covered about this, I highly recommend you just go back and look. Type in Silver Slayer Ted Butler or Silver Slayer price manipulation, and I've covered a lot of his work. He does a great job. So here is silver price catalyst in the past. The critical reader and investor might argue that long-term silver price chart may look good. However, the short-term price chart looks boring. And here's the thing, a lot of people want this get-rich-quick mindset of just invest into silver for 1 or 2 years. Hopefully it explodes to $100, you sell, and you get rich. One, you're selling back to fake money, so that's contradicting. Putting fake money to real money and then transferring that real money back into fake money. And 2, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you think it is, you're looking at it from the wrong mind state. Even if it does hit $50 in the next year and you sell, yeah, you might have doubled your money, but you're selling way too early, and you're going to kick yourself in the butt when not only is it $50 that you sold at, but over the next 5-10 years, it double, triple, quadruples that. And not only that, this isn't an investment in the first place. So they look at this, and this is indeed true that silver price may look boring, but here's the point. Boring setups are the right foundation for big moves. As a reference point, below is the silver price chart back 2010 to 2012. Why do they use those two? Well, because last time silver hit $50 was in between 2010 2012. In 2011, silver hit $50. This is a boring setup. Do you see any similarities with the current boring setup? Let's check this out. 2010, boring, 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 skyrockets. Look at that. It went from $18 to $50 within September, October, November, December. Look, 7-8 months later, from $18 up to $50. Now, that is a good amount of time for price stability to build, but still, it happened very fast, especially if you look at some of these really strong rally points. There wasn't much time for the price to stabilize, but there is also a lot of similarity, not only comparing it to that, but what happened in the economy during that time. I mean, think about this. 2008 credit financial crisis, recession/depression, that's just like 2020. Credit financial crisis, recession/depression. And then you have billion-dollar stimulus. Now we have trillion-dollar stimulus. Back then it was billion-dollar. And then you have $50 silver that led to, but now we also have a global pandemic, several wars going on, a very, very important controversial election, and other things. So if that led silver to $50 back then, a lot of the similarities. I mean, I'm not saying that the exact situation or scenario is happening, but a lot of the setup is similar to the extent of credit financial crisis, recession / depression, billions of dollars in stimulus getting handed out, leading to $50 silver. Nowadays, we have all those same factors, but on a much more serious and severe perspective and on a whole different playing field. So if that led silver to $50, what could that lead silver to today? Now, while the above does not necessarily guarantee that silver will start its epic run to $50, we would also not exclude it. We are saying that its current setup is a great foundation for much higher prices. So here's the ultimate contrarian play. One thing to remember, managed money participants, aka speculators, may have lots of funds to manage. This does not imply they qualify as smart money. I like that. So in this respect, we believe the following quote from commodity investor Rick Rule, which is very good friends with Andy Schectman. Shout out to Andy Schectman. If you guys know, he's a good friend of mine. We have our weekly podcast together, and he's the CEO of Miles Franklin. If you guys want to purchase from us, we have great prices. Slayer at milesfranklin.com. Anyways, he's mentioning this quote, and it's applied to the silver market, more specifically miners. So, primarily, and I quote, primarily of interest to silver mining speculators, this is a thoroughly hated and very volatile asset class with no positive momentum, which is precisely why I like the sector. The population of viable silver speculations is tiny, and if the narrative begins to shift in their favor, their combined market capitalizations will be unable to contain any reasonable influx of speculative capital. Their circumstance has occurred 3 times in my investment career this far. Contrarian or victim, the choice is yours. While this quote was primarily affecting silver mining investing, we truly believe it applies to silver investing in general in 2024 prior to the 2024 silver bull run. And that's another thing. A lot of people wonder why I cover the SLV or things that happen on the COMEX or the paper side, and it all is incorporated. Just because you aren't investing on the COMEX or you aren't having anything to do with the paper side, it still is all intertwined. Just like if someone says something that maybe you don't agree with, it doesn't mean it's not still important to listen to. Or maybe their conclusion of something isn't your agreement or isn't something that you're on par with, but if they're still making valid points, just because you don't agree with their conclusion, the points are still valid. It's just they have a different opinion, or they're taking a different alternative, but it still is important to learn. And if you're going to close off the COMEX or not look at any of that, then you're missing a huge puzzle piece of the silver market. So a lot of people wonder why I cover that type of stuff. It's because I have to. If I didn't, then am I really a silver channel that should be educating people on what's happening? So anecdotally, we may need to watch Wall Street silver for a turning point in contrarian sentiment. So silver or gold? Silver has much more upside potential. The silver price has so much more upside potential than gold. It is so obvious. And remember, guys, this is not a silver stacking website. This is Investing Haven. They talk about stocks. They talk about crypto news. They talk about lithium. They talk about all commodities. They talk about gold. If gold was looking so much more valuable or bullish than silver, they would have said gold. But they said silver for a reason, and the reasons are actual factual evidence pointing towards that. It's not bias of just saying that because they're silver stackers. It's obvious because of real numbers. Just because my name is Silver Slayer doesn't mean that's why I'm saying silver is better than gold right now. It's just a fact given the numbers. The gold to silver ratio over the past 50 years makes the point. The historical evidence suggests that the gold to silver ratio entering the 80 to 100 range may act as a signal for a significant rally in the price of silver. At this very point in time, the ratio is around 90 to 1. And right now it's above 80 since early 2022. It's not a timing indicator, it is a stretch indicator. It suggests silver is extremely undervalued relative to gold. It suggests that it's a matter of time until spot silver starts reacting to the upside. A drop in this ratio can easily be envisioned, and it's most likely the outcome. Silver is able to stage a strong bull run is what this chart screams. There you have it. I can't put it any more plainly, bluntly, or boldly than that. It's just a fact. Gold is still a great investment. You still should invest into gold. I'm just saying that right now, silver is underpriced, undervalued compared to gold. And if you're going to get into something, if you're choosing gold or silver, wouldn't you want to get into the thing that's undervalued compared to the one that's overvalued? It's over the value of said asset. Or if you're going to invest, you want to get into something that's undervalued compared to other said asset because it's under the value of it. So you're getting it for cheaper, not over the value. I'm not saying gold is overvalued compared to the dollar. It's overvalued compared to silver. A lot of people still don't really get that, but it's very obvious, right? Anyways, I'm not saying you shouldn't invest in gold. I'm just saying right now silver is the better buy. That's as simple as that. Silver is a better buy right now. If the gold to silver ratio was 60 to 1, I would say gold's the better buy. But right now it's 90 to 1, which means silver is the better buy. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Remember, folks, I'm doing a giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win silver or just watch me jump out of an airplane, go skydiving, then make sure you subscribe. I thought of the most insane way to do a giveaway. I was like, what's the most insane thing people do? And the most insane thing people do is skydiving. So unfortunately, I had to do a giveaway where I go skydiving, and I announce the winner's names as soon as I jump out of an airplane. Unfortunately, that's what I came up with. Do I want to? No. Am I afraid of heights? Yeah. Have I ever been skydiving? No. Am I terrified? Yes. Do I want to do this for the content and for you guys? I'll do anything. And I hope that earns your subscription. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.